What is up, everybody? We are back with some more Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, and we're here to take a look at and make that decision should you pull on the new Angeal featured banner. If you guys are new to the channel and you do like what you see, hit the subscribe button and follow along with what we do here. Hit that like button, comment down below your thoughts on the banner, and we'll get started with this. Do remember, guys, that the way I do this is not designed for those of you who are whales or for those of you who are going to pull on a character because that's your favorite character regardless. If that's the case, just make sure that you can get yourself to the gear, as that's always going to be that prize at the very end. This is going to be more designed towards those that have more limited resources and are trying to figure out how to spend their crystals more wisely. Alright. So first things first, let's just take a look at this. Now I know we looked at just did a quick look at the costume during the update release, and I've again had a little more time to think about things. Overall, my overall opinion hasn't changed much. I do not like this on Angeal. I made the comment it looks really feminine, and I still don't disagree with that, but when I think of Angeal, you know, he's that stalwart warrior, you know, the no-nonsense warrior, and this is a very nonsense outfit. For me, this outfit would fit somebody characteristically more like Reno, if we actually had Reno as a playable character. This would fit something like the aesthetic of Reno. Not the weapon, obviously, but I could see Reno wearing something like this and not feel out of place. When I think about Angeal, this just feels out of place. Now, again, color-wise, I don't mind the colors. I think it all works well together. The overall look and design aesthetic of it, I think, looks good. You got the blood coloring down here as we get closer to the hands and the ends of the arms. Got the bandaging all around. Like I said, overall, I think the design of it looks good. The posing of it and then the use on this character, I think, are where it falls flat. Like I said, I don't see Angeal wearing something like this. Give me Reno in this, and I'm like, perfect. I think that fits him perfectly. But Angeal, no. But again, I do like I said, just you get the blood-stained gloves, you get further down, you can see it get more red until you get the deep red right around here. I think that's an awesome look. You know, you got the blood here where it would have trailed off as it comes down the hands and things like that. I think it looks awesome. But yeah, the sword itself I think looks really, really good. I do like the overall look of it. You got like this bone look going on here with the blade tethered to the bone. You've got the bolts there connecting on top, the bandage wrapping to kind of bring it all together. So, again, do I think the costume itself on its own look bad? No. I just don't like it on Angeal. So let's take a look at what the robe itself does. Ghostly Spirit is going to give us a physical and magic defense plus 20%, which again, he's a tank character, so that makes sense. And attack stance, command gauge, max magic ability damage plus 20%. So he's a tank that's going to get a little bit of DPS added in. So it's going to be boosting the earth potency for all allies, 15 points. So each ally is going to get a 15% ability damage or ability boost to their earth damage. Again, more support-like, but again, I don't mind it on a tank because it gives them something else to provide. So, overall stats aren't terrible. I kind of would have almost would have preferred to see like a reprieve in here, or an HP plus. I think that'd have been nice to have for a tank, but again, it's serviceable. It's serviceable. And then we have the sword, the Ghost Insis. It's going to be an AoE Earth magic damage. Going to be doing 430% magic Earth. It's also going to be lowering Earth resist, which is awesome. I love this. So not only is this kind of like a minor DPS weapon, it's also acting as a support weapon. And then when he gets a buff, Earth damage is going to be increased by all allies. So again, this is very support-like, but I don't mind it for a tank. So we're going to get low to mid there, and same thing with the Earth Resist is also going to be low to mid on all enemies. It's going to last for 15 seconds, as is that buff. It's going to be boosting magic attack and Earth potency, and then we have magic attack boosts for sigil, or for the S abilities, and triangle sigil. Alright, so we get this up to OB1. We're going up 520%, magic earth damage AoE. Earth resist is still going to stay that low to mid now for 20 seconds, and that earth damage increase is going to be low to mid for 20 seconds. Boost magic attack of 42 points. You are probably going to be main handing this. Let's look at it from that perspective. You're going to be 13%, an extra 30%. Extra magic attack damage, and your earth potency at 18 points is going to be plus 25% earth ability damage. So not too bad. You go up to 670% at OB6. Earth resist is going to go mid to high, which I am fine with. Actually, let me take that back. This should be mid to mid. I'm fine with this being mid to high. At this point, I think where we're at in the game, we don't need to see lows anymore. Lows should be your free weapons. This is mid to mid is where our paid weapons need to be at OB1 or even base 5-star. Mid to high should be OB6, and then I think high to high at OB10, but that's a whole nother conversation. So mid to high, earth resist decrease to all enemies for 20 seconds. That earth damage is also going to go mid to high for 20 seconds. Your boost attack is now 54. You're at 1 point away from having that fully maxed out. And then earth potency is at 30 points, so you're at 40% extra earth damage. And if you do decide to take this thing all the way up to OB10, really the only thing you're going to be gaining, honestly, is extra earth damage, both from your main attack and then from the earth potency down here, and then just a little bit of extra time on your buffs. So it's OB6 is going to be a great spot for this, but let's go ahead and look at what happens at OB10. So 780% earth magic damage to all enemies, which is it's a huge buff, and that's 110%. I'm not trying to discount that. Again, earth resist is going to go mid to high for 25 seconds. This should be high to high. 100% should be high to high. When the buff is granted, earth damage is increased mid to high to all allies for 25 seconds. I'm fine with this one being mid to high. I'm fine with the buff being there, but the debuff should definitely be high to high at this point. Boost magic attack is 62 points, so you are fully maxed out. You're getting that benefit of the full 50% to your magic attack, which is great because that opens up your other weapons to do other things. You could have that earth potency and HP, that earth potency, and I think we have a physical defense or a magic defense one, earth potency and magic ability, which I don't know if we have any of those, but we'll take a look at that here in a second. Earth potency, though, at 42 points, so you're 3 points shy from 70%, so you are still sitting at that 55%. Again, not a terrible weapon. For a tank, definitely not a terrible weapon. I think this is a great weapon for a tank. And then we have the Balmung, his ultimate weapon here, which again makes it awesome because not only are you now pulling for a character to get his featured items, you can also potentially get his ultimate weapon within that same draw. That's a solid thing. The stamp card itself, still kind of weak. We've got the 2 guaranteeds on first page, at least it's at stamp 2. You got a 5-star or higher at stamp 4, the gear at stamp 12. On the next page, you have the 3 copies at 4, 8, and 12 with a guaranteed at 6, and then you go into the EX pages. Overall, though, let's take a look at one final thing here, and that is in the weapons, and then we'll come back to talk about should you pull. So I talked about, that you're going to be set on the magic ability, so you could do other things with your earth potency to help boost it. So we were at 42 points, I think, right? Yeah, so maybe, did I misremember that? Was it 42 when it's fully maxed? Featured. Yeah, 42 points. Okay. So we're going to keep that in mind. We're at 42 points. What could you potentially do now at this point? Now, I don't have every weapon, but let's look at least with the ones that I have. So we're just looking at the ones that boost Earth potency. So you can boost magic defense. Again, I'm going to look more at the magic ones because of the fact that we don't need physical things. We can boost HP. Boost HP. We don't need the magic attack one. Don't need magic attack. We can boost magic attack to all allies, which would be fine. We can boost magic attack to all allies. We don't need the magic attack. We don't need the magic attack. Don't need the magic attack. So yeah, your choices are going to be very, very limited to what you could kind of pair with this to also boost your Earth potency. Obviously, better options are going to be the Uber 4-point Shuriken and the White Dog to get that boost magic attack to all allies, but obviously the ones that boost HP aren't terrible either. Or this one that's going to boost your MDef. So there are some very slim options to add to this. Now, speaking of which, when we are looking at stuff like that, what weapons offer Earth AoE? There's not very many that are going to be on characters that are actually really, truly usable. I mean, we have this Holiday Cheer, which was a free weapon. You've got the Wiser Staff. You've got the Titan Rod. You've got the Razor Ring here. This should only be that's magic to a single enemy, so again, not AoE. Sludge Shot should also be a single enemy. Sand Splitter here is a single enemy. The Jiggy Fam is an AoE. So nothing is strong in this category. I think everything else is... yeah, that's a single enemy. So a lot of this stuff is only single enemy, or it's very, very weak. So really your Wiser Staff and your Jiggy Fam are basically your best options for AoE stuff, and then the Razor Ring as well. So you don't... in the realm of AoE weapons providing earth damage, this is a solid weapon. It's the best one we've got. And it's going to be great for the guild battle. This has definitely been heavily designed around the guild battle for sure. If you're in a competitive guild and you are wanting to go, you know, ham on this, I don't blame you, because this weapon's going to be super useful to the guild battle itself. Now, outside of the guild battle, do I see it having much use? Not as much, maybe in the Odin battles. But that's kind of where that's going to fall off. So, again, do I think this is a banner that you need to pull on? Unless you're going heavy on the guild battle, no. Is this a weapon to wish list? Absolutely. Get this weapon thrown in as a wish list weapon. And then when you get to that banner that you do want to pull on, if you can get it on that, that's awesome. But I do not recommend pulling on this banner unless you are somebody who's going to be going heavy on the guild battle. Again, it's a great banner for Angeal. I just don't think it's a great banner overall. So that's my thoughts on the banner. Let me know down below, what do you think about this banner? Do you agree with what I had to say? Do you disagree? Do you think I, gave the weapon too much credit, not enough credit? Let's start that conversation down below, guys. And yeah, thanks again for watching. If you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing and following along with what we do here. Hit that like button, and we'll see you in the next one.